Hi, welcome to automation-testing.in. In this video, we will see Python typecasting. So what do you mean by typecasting? We'll see. So Python typecasting means the process of converting the value of one data type to another data type is called typecasting or type conversion. So we already seen that there are so many types of data types in Python like string, boolean, int, float, complex, something like that. So sometimes there is a need that I want to convert one data type into another data type. Means integer to string or string to integer or integer to float or float to integer, something like that. Then how you can achieve that in Python. Okay, that we will see here. So there are two types of conversions. One is implicit type conversion and the second one is explicit type conversion. So we will see both how it happens. So implicit type conversion. So Python automatically converts one data type to another data type. For this, we do not need to change anything. Means it automatically happens. You don't need to do anything. Okay. So explicit type conversion. So user needs to convert one data type to another data type. For this, there is a predefined methods available in Python. Those are int, float, complex, bool, and str methods. So by using these methods, you can convert one data type to another data type. So we need to remember some points here. So there are some exceptions. We need to remember those. We can convert from any data type to int except complex data type. Okay, so we can convert other data types to integer, but complex we cannot convert to integer. We can convert str type to int type, means string to integer type, but the str should be only integral value and should be based in format. What do you mean by that? Okay, so we'll see by taking some examples, but just remember this point. If you are converting string to integer, that string should be integral value. Okay. So the same way we cannot convert from any data type. We can convert from any data type to float except complex data type. It is very similar to the first point. We can convert from any data type to integer and the same way to float, but we cannot convert to complex. The same point again, we can convert str to float type, but str should be either int or float and should be based in format. Based in means the normal integers 1, 2, 3, 4. What normally we use the integers that is called based in format. Python always converts smaller data types to larger data types. Okay. So some example is int to float automatically converts. Okay. These are all the points we need to remember while you typecasting any data type in Python. So we'll see some examples. Let's go to Notepad++. So here we already seen number data type, keywords, identifiers, Boolean data types, and string data types, everything. So in the same, I'll create one more file. I will name it as Python typecasting.py. Okay. So right side, I have a console. I can execute my programs. So we'll see by taking some examples. So A equals to, I say 1, 2, 3. B equals to 456 dot 78 and C equals to A plus B. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding one integer to float or float to integer, right? Is that possible? Is that possible? So we'll see. I'll try to print C value. Okay. So here Python Python data typecasting.py. So I'm getting the output as what? 579.78 means perfectly working. Means what is happening here? So here what is happening? Implicit conversion from int to float means internally it treats as 123.0. Okay, that integer can be converted to float and it is adding to another float value. Okay, so now I'm adding 123.0 to 456.78. So that is the reason I'm not getting any error and I'm getting the output perfectly. So this is happening from, we have seen one of the points in the PPT, right? So what is that? Python, fifth point, Python always converts smaller data types to larger data types. Okay, that is happened integer to float. So internally converts this to float and it is adding. This is called implicit conversion. Okay, so we'll see so many examples as part of this. Again, A is equals to 1, 2, 3. B is equals to 4, 5, 6. Okay, 4, 5, 6 is what? String, that is in double quotes, right? So now again, C equals to A plus B and print of C. Okay, so when I try to run the same thing now, you see that you will get type error, unsupported operand for plus int and str. So you cannot add integer to str, means you cannot add string to integer, integer sorry, int to string. So what we can do, right? So I want to add 456. 456 is integral value, right? But I'm not able to add. The reason is the type error I'm getting unsupported apparent. Okay, so what we can do here? So I'll comment this. How we can achieve this, we'll see. Okay, so to achieve this, here we need explicit conversion. So we'll take the same example. C is equals to A plus, and we already seen that there are some methods that can be used to convert to some other data types. I want to convert this to integer, right? So we have one of the methods called int. Inside the int, you give that string value. What is that? B. Okay, so from string to I am converting int. Okay, now if I print C, now you see the output here. You see that 579, right? 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6 is equals to 579. So I'm getting the output. The reason is here I'm getting error. Here I'm getting error, but here it is working. The reason is I did explicit conversion from string to integer using int method. So now that 456 became integer. So both integers I can add. So it is adding and giving the output. Okay. So that is one of the things. Now we will see some examples. Explicit conversion. So print int of 123.45. Okay, so here 123.45 is what? Float, but I'm converting that integer float to integer. So what will be my output here? You see that this is 123. The output is 123. The reason is it converted this float to integer, so it ignored float point, float values. So it is giving only integer value. That's how you can convert from float to integer. So the same way we'll see print int of 1 2 plus 3j. This is complex number, right? This is complex number. So we'll try to do what happens. You see that type error cannot convert complex to int, right? So we already seen here we can convert from any data type to integer except complex. So here I'm doing here, and I'm doing to converting to integer, but this is complex number, so we cannot convert complex to integer. I'll get type error, so I'll comment this. So again we'll see one more example. Print int of, I'm giving boolean value that is true. So can I get the output? You see that 1. So true internally what? True internally 1. We already seen in the previous videos that true is 1 internally, false is 0. If you give false, it will be 0. So I'm able to convert boolean to integer. And the same way, print int of 12.3. Okay. So you see that I'm getting value error, invalid literal for int with base 10. This is not base 10 format. Okay, so we already seen that this is not base 10 format. So I'm getting error when you try to, you see that 12.3 can be converted to what? Here we are converted 1 to 3.45. 1 to 3. The same way it has to give 12, but it is in the string format. Right? If it is in string format, means it is not in base 10. Here we were able to convert, right? 456. 456 we are converting to integer. But if you have 456 dot something, that is a float, then you cannot convert. You will get value error. Okay. So one more thing we'll see for the integer. Int of 2. The 2 is in string format. I'll try to execute this. Sorry, here the typo. So when I try to run this, again you will get same error. Value error, invalid literal for int with base 10. So if it is this 2, normal 2, this is in base 10 format, you can convert this. You will get 2. But I'm doing what? TW means it's a string. So it cannot convert. That is the reason it should be integral value and should be in base 10 format. Then only you can convert. Okay, that is the reason I'm not getting the output. I'm getting the value error. Okay. So now we'll move to some float method, explicit conversion. Print float of, what I'll do, I'll take some value 10. Okay. 10 is what? Integer value, but I'm converting to float value. Okay. You will get 10.0. Right. The output is 10.0. It is converting integer to float. Okay. So we'll take another example. Print float of 12.3, 12 plus 3g. It's a complex number. You'll get the same type error, can't convert complex to float. Right, type error we are getting, we cannot convert complex to float. And print float of, I'll give false. Okay, we have seen true here, right? We'll take false here and we'll see what is the output. You'll get 0.0. See that? 0.0 you will get. Internally, the false value is 0, That value we are converting to float. That is the reason you will get 0.0. Right. Again, I'll do the same. Float of TWO2. Right. It is string to float. Is that possible? No. Could not convert string to float. The reason is it is not in integral value. It is not based on format. So you'll get error. This kind of value you cannot convert to float. Okay. So now we'll try to see another things. Complex. Complex of 10. I am converting boolean to complex. Sorry, integer to complex. Perfectly working. 10 plus 0j. The value is what? 10 plus 0j. I am able to convert integer to complex. Is that possible for float? Print complex of 12.3. This is a float value. I am converting to complex. Is that possible? Perfectly working. That is possible. I'm saying it is what? 12.3 real value. For the imaginary value, it is taking 0 j. The same way how we did 10, the same way 12.3 also. Now we'll take one more example. Complex of I'll give integral value, but in the form of string. Okay. Then what happens? Again, it is working. Okay. What I'm getting? 12.30j. Same thing I'm getting. So I'm able to convert integral string, I mean, so that also float value to complex. Okay. But we'll take the same thing, complex TWO, and we'll try to execute. Again, we are getting value error. Complex argument is a malformed string. So any integral kind, any value that is in the form of like integer or float, you can convert to complex, but it is real string, means we have alphabets TWO that cannot be converted to complex. Means how it will be 2 plus 0j, TWO plus 0j, we cannot give, right? So that is the reason we are getting error. But the difference between this one and this one here, if you try to convert 12.3 to integer, we are getting error, but into the complex, it is converting to the complex number. Okay, that is the only difference between int, float and complex. Now we'll take some more examples, some more type conversions, we'll see. So print bool of 0. Can I convert 0 to bool? You will get false. Internally 0 it was, 0 is what? False. So you are getting false. If you give 1, it will print true. So what I'll do, bool of, I'm giving 10. What happens? What happens? I'm getting true here, but internally 0 is false, 1 is true. But what is this? 10 is also I'm getting true. So here is an exception that other than 0, everything is true. Okay. So if you give 0, it considers false, but other than 0, whatever you give, it is true. Let's check with some other examples. Instead of this, I am giving one complex number. Okay, I'm giving one complex number. We'll see what happens. You see, again, it is giving me true. Means it is other than what? 0. Right. And you see interestingly, Bula, I'll give 0 plus 0g. So internal everything is 0. When you run this one, you will get false. Means internal everything 0, 0, 0. So it's internally considered as 0 and you will get false. Okay. Then print bool of. I'm giving true in string format. True value in the form of string format. If I run this now, say I'm getting true again. So it is converting that string to true. Okay. And print bool of, I'll give 2 now. Okay. I'll give 2. So we'll see what happens here now. You see that it is also true. So whatever it is other than 0, whether it is in integer format or string format, okay, it will convert and it will give you true. And then you see interestingly, bool, I am giving false here. So what is that expecting we are? You'll get true only. The reason is false is something, the value, it is a string, right? It is a string. That is the reason. Other than 0, anything is true. Whether it is true, false, TWO2, ONE1, whatever it is. Except 0, everything is true. Okay. And one more interesting thing we can see that bool of, I'm giving empty. Empty, nothing is there inside that. So this empty I'll consider as false. Okay. One more thing we need to remember. This is false. And print of boolean again, but there is a space. Instead of nothing, I'm giving some space. Then what will be the output? It's again true. If there is something, then it is true. Other than 0, other than this nothing, remaining thing we are getting as true. We need to remember these things. Okay. And now we'll see some more. Okay. Print. We'll see str method. I'm giving one integer. I'm giving one integer value 12. I'm trying to convert to string, but here we need to remember one thing. I'm getting 12, but this is not integer. It is converted to 12. Here it is not giving in the quotes. Okay. So, but this is integer. It converted and it is something like this. Okay. This is this. Still we have doubt. I don't know. It is giving me normal 12 like of integer, but I'm saying string. Is that real? So we'll check type of, not here, here, type of, we know, right? Type means what? It will give you what is the type of that data type, right? Now we'll come to know. You see that? str, right? There is a proof that it is str, right? So just to make sure, if it is giving 1, 2, 3, here 1, 2, but doesn't mean that it is integer, it is a string. So here it is not giving in the quotes. So that is the reason I'm verifying using this type method, whether str of 12 is string or integer. It is giving me string, means it converted to string, that integer converted to string. So print str of 12.3. Okay. So again, you see that 12.3, but that is this 12.3. Okay, converted. If you want, you can again check, no problem. Okay. And print of str of 1, 2, 3, otherwise 12 plus 3j. I'm giving complex number to string. You see that? Converting to string. That is in the form of this one. 12 plus 3g. you still have doubt, we'll put in type type method. Again we'll see what is the output. You see that again str. Okay, so complex number to string happen. So print type of, I'm giving boolean value. Boolean value, what is happening when I run this now? Sorry, I'm giving type, it's not type, it is str. I'll run again. You see that this is true. What true it is? It is this true inside the quotes. It's a string. Okay, still have doubt. We'll try to see what happening here. Again, it is giving me, I'll check the type of str of true. You see that again str. This is str means I'm able to convert this integer to string, float to string, complex to string, boolean to string, right? So this is all about type conversion or typecasting in Python. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please like the video and share the video, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for further interesting updates.